It's going to take a lot of execution, I'll tell you that. They're a very good defense. Top defense in the SEC, obviously a lot of athletes, very talented. So I think if we have a pretty good shot if we continue not to beat ourselves, not turn the ball over. We're doing a pretty good job of that this year, #1 in the country in turnover margin, top 3 in the SEC in penalties. So we feel like we have a really good shot every year if we don't beat ourselves.
You know what kind of season Florida's had so far.
Mm-hmm.
This always tends to be a close game.
Right.
Is there anything else that you put into this one knowing, I mean, there's no extra added pressure going into this one, I guess?
Well, no, I mean, you know, it's Georgia, Florida, and, you know, there's a lot of discredit to these type of teams this year. I think you saw it with LSU. You know, a lot of people are talking about how LSU is down this year. The reality of it is they still recruit and they still get some of the best players in the country every year. And so, you know, it's just a matter of them being able to put it together, and they're coming off a bye week, which helps them out a lot. Obviously, we're coming off a bye week too, but, you know, I'm sure they've been able to fix some things and get better at some things. So the reality of it is these guys still have a ton of talent. They're still very dangerous. And, you know, when it's a rivalry game and you're playing Georgia, Florida, they're always going to give you their best shot. So we're expecting nothing but, you know, a tough game. And, you know, since I've been here for the past 4 years, it seems like every game has come down to the last drive, a first down at the end of the game or here or there. So we're really expecting nothing different.
With both teams wearing home jerseys for the first time in almost 50 years, do you guys going to add some extra energy to the game, or is it just a jersey?
It's just a jersey.
What's different this year over the other years you've been prepared for the Georgia-Florida game?
I don't think there's much anything different. I mean, there's really nothing different from a week-to-week basis. You know, I still watch the same thing on Sunday and Monday and prepare and just stay comfortable with my routine. I think that's what makes me comfortable, and I know that, you know, that's what allows us to have some success. And I don't really want to divvy from that plan.
You guys, 3 weeks ago against Arkansas, it was more of a rhythm passing game. You guys got into kind of a good rhythm there. The next week against Missouri and then against Arkansas, you guys got the kind of the deep ball working. Is that coming through in practice? Are you seeing that in your workouts, kind of, you know, that confidence you guys were able to build off of in game situations?
Well, I mean, I think we've had pretty good practices this year. I mean, obviously you're going to have some bad, but overall, you know, we've had good practices. I think we're getting better, and I think, you know, just getting more confident and seeing guys make plays. Sometimes, you know, you hear so much of that. Can't throw the ball deep, or, you know, and some guys hear that, and, you know, it's good to see guys make those plays and good to see that we can do that. So, you know, we've always done it in practice. You know, we've just needed to turn it over and make it happen in games. And I think the past 2 games really has given our guys some confidence, and we just got to continue to do it.
Last 2 games you guys were picked against, you know, national pundits, everybody saying that you were going to lose Missouri, lose Arkansas. Now you're being picked to win. Is there a danger of overconfidence?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very important that our guys don't really listen to that. I think it kind of goes back to before. I think there's people don't really understand that you're playing the University of Florida, and, you know, for some reason these people out here think that because of their record and kind of how their season's been going that they're not a very good team, which is completely, you know, discrediting and false. These guys are very talented. And just from my perspective, because I only watch the defense, I mean, this is the best defense that we will have played this year. And so, you know, statistically, they're pretty high in almost every category, and you know, they don't give up a lot of yards rushing, which is kind of our MO and our blueprint of our offense. So, you know, and the reality of it is, like I said, it's Georgia, Florida. It's a rivalry game. These guys, a lot of them are from this state. They want to go out and they want to get that win on their senior year too. So, you know, I think they made it pretty clear in their press conference that they don't care if they win any other games this year as long as they beat Georgia. That's pretty important to them. And so, you know, we got to be ready to go.
The Georgia response, like, you have a lot of guys, you know, here that are from Florida as well, and you also have a lot of rivalry games. Where does this one stack up? I mean, amongst the fans, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I think from a player standpoint, it is pretty big. I don't know if you can say like, oh, this game is number 1 and this game's number 2. But where we're at this year, it's the biggest game of the year so far, just because we know that we control our own destiny. We know how precious it is to control your own destiny in the East and to be able to kind of hold on to that. And then again, I mean, it's Georgia, Florida. You know, they don't like us much. We don't like them much. Their fans don't like us. Our fans don't like them. So, you know, there's no surprise. People that have been to that game know what it's going to be like. The players that have been in that atmosphere know what it's going to be like. So, you know, it will really be no surprise.
And Coach Rick's talked about recently that you guys are doing it. He feels like this team's getting really good at preparing. That you guys have really stepped up your game in preparation. Do you see that, and kind of what does that mean to you? What do you think that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's been different about this team, is just the way we practice on a daily basis. I think, you know, you've got your harder practices, which are on Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of full pads, and a lot of times guys can be lethargic and kind of come out and say, oh, I'm just going to try and get through this. Whereas the good teams and the teams with great leadership and the teams that are trying to get somewhere, they come out and they try to get something done on a daily basis to try to get a little bit better on a daily basis. And this team really hasn't had a lot of bad practices this year, especially since the season started. Every single day, even on the bye week, we've come out and had really good practices. And I think that shows to the motivation, the leadership, and that this is a player-led team. I think in the past, even just all over the country, if you've got a team that is a coaching-led team, you probably don't have a really good shot at having a lot of success. But if you got a player-driven team, you got a chance to go pretty far.
Time for one more. What's it been like dealing with the whole Todd thing, the whole situation with that? How much of a distraction?
Well, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a big distraction. I think we've kind of shown that, you know, there's some other guys out here that make this train go, making plays, and so. You know, I think it's not as hot as what it was when it first came out. I think guys are just, you know, grown accustomed to dealing with it. And, you know, people ask us, when's Todd going to be back in reality? Because we don't know. I mean, when y'all know, we'll know. So, you know, we're just preparing like we're not going to have them. So, and if we do, it's even a bigger bonus.